Guys, so today I had a eye doctor appointment, the annual eye doctor thing. And so far everything is great and there's no changes in my vision. I do wear contact lenses, so there's no changes in that, so that's great, and there's no other problems I'm enduring, which is all good, right? Today I have been incredibly overwhelmed, and I just, in the morning, a really bad issue happened, and I was just like, I just sunk literally down and just nauseous, and my head right now is still throbbing. I've taken Tylenol. I've taken it twice today, and it's still not helping really. Right now I'm really nauseous, and a few hours ago it just feels like the room is spinning, and then just nauseous, and like I just don't feel good. So tomorrow, which I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do a update on this tomorrow for my, my journey vlog. I'm doing a test tomorrow. I think it's called a bear test, and it's one of several tests that I still need to continue to do. I don't remember what it really does, but what I do remember is that it's gonna be tomorrow. I will try to update you guys, because I wanted to document my journey to see, what happens in a few months, what happens in a year, what happens years from now. And so that's what I'm gonna try and do, and have a concussion vlog and update as much as I can for any kind of development, or just it's the same. I would say minimum I'm going to try one a week, just to see, what my symptoms are, or what's getting better, or what's getting worse, or what's just the same. So today was pretty bad. It was supposed to be a whole day rest day except for the doctor, but that didn't really happen, and so I got overly exhausted as usual. I couldn't even go down the stairs by myself. At some point I had to sit down in the middle of the stairs, and around, I think it was only like 2 steps actually, and I had to sit down because I was worried I was going to fall down the stairs. And I had a hard time opening my eyes. It just was hard to do. It was painful, like everything was just super bright. So my husband helped me go down the stairs, and a good thing is that it was his day off. And tomorrow I have my bear test, and I don't know what that is. I've never had one. All these tests that I have had an MRI, I've had an EEG. I've never had these tests before this. If I didn't mention with my previous vlog, the MRI was really rough for me, and almost towards the end, I think she said there were 2 more tests. She had to make it as quick as possible, which wasn't very quick, because she said if I can't finish it, I have to go back to the beginning. I was very nauseous during the session. I was just incredibly nauseous, and I thought I was going to vomit in the machine. So she said, just kind of do it, because if not, you're going to have to reschedule, and we're going to do it again, and you're just going to get sick again. So let's just do this. And I did. I did the EEG. That was great, because you're not really supposed to do anything or say anything, but just sit there. I don't remember if there was anything involved aside from that. I could be mistaken. Again, my if you haven't watched my previous vlog, I have memory issues. Short term is the worst. I have amnesia. Short term is hardest for me to remember, and I don't remember 100%. It's always kind of spotty, so it feels like I kind of remember, but I might remember like 5-10% of a certain situation, a certain day, or a certain event, but it's not 100%. So right now, like my pain is right here, constant. It's been here for maybe an hour. I already took Tylenol. I took Tylenol maybe an hour ago. Before I took Tylenol, the pain was right here and right here, just on the sides. And what it feels like this. You know how like the impact? It feels like this fast. It just feels like something huge, and a lot of pressure is just getting here, and that's what I was feeling. And what kind of started to cause it was just my husband was singing to my son. Very simple, very simple. It shouldn't really hurt my head, but it did, and I had to ask him to stop doing it, and he was confused, like, oh, I'm just singing him a song, and I said, I know, but it's hurting my head right here. And then he asked something else, and it started to hurt right here. This has been a very difficult journey for me, and I get very emotional a lot of times when I talk about it because I'm very, very frustrated. I'm very exhausted. And they said those are side effects or symptoms, you know? You get exhausted no matter what you do, no matter how much you sleep, because your brain is trying to compensate on so many different things that certain parts of your brain, it should be automatic, but it's lacking now because there's an injury. And so the link is broken. So the other parts of your brain are trying to compensate. That's why a lot of times you're overly emotional. I am. I get frustrated very easily. I get angry very easily because you're missing those lines together that's supposed to make everything make sense. And so it's hard because my husband singing to my son and them playing, like, that should be a nice thing, that should be a joyous thing, but my reaction was just to like, please stop, please stop, please stop. And the more I say it, I can really hear myself getting louder, and I can hear myself like I sound angry, but I'm not. And it's so frustrating because I don't want the people around me, you know, my loved ones, to feel like I'm angry with them and I don't like them and I don't care. It's not like that. It's just, I really feel like there's this monster that I just can't control, and it just comes out of nowhere, full force. My husband, for the first time today, actually just said stop. And then for the first time, my brain actually accepted to stop. And I couldn't even tell myself to stop because I was frustrated with my son. My son's 2, and he's in a phase where instead of taking a nap, he takes his clothes off, and he makes a mess. He'll destroy his diaper. And when he doesn't have a diaper, he'll make a mess. You know what I mean? Because it's not there anymore, and he's not completely potty trained. And so I was getting really frustrated, and when I came down, I forgot what we were talking about, but it was something in regards to that. And that's another thing that I really, really hate, is that when I get very, very angry, and it's not my choice, I get very, very angry, I just don't even remember what the conversation is. I just remembered him saying stop. And for the first time, I literally stopped. I stopped, and I was able to breathe and calm down a little bit. And that was one of those things that was very, very rare, and it never happened before. When he would do that before, I would just get angrier and angrier, and just sometimes I'm there and I just yell, and sometimes I'm not there because I run away and I just hide and I just scream internally or just cry because of all these things that are like I don't know if anybody else is feeling the same way, like just rushing through my head, and it's always bad. It's always something like get angry or get upset, get worse, get worse. Like it's always that kind of inkling, and I just want it to stop. I just want it all to stop. So sometimes I'm able to run away and just nothing. But my biggest weakness is sound, and that's the biggest thing for me. It's not light. A lot of people have both, or a lot of people, they're more sensitive to light. I'm more sensitive to sound. So sound really, it literally feels like someone is really stabbing me when it's like too much sound, too many words, or just noise, or just talking, or music, everything. It's just hard. And if you haven't seen my other vlog, this is, I want to share my journey because I'm a part of a few concussion groups or post-concussion groups on Facebook, and we go through the same thing. And honestly, I posted something there a few days ago. I felt like I still feel that way from time to time. I felt like such a failure because I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't handle my son running around and just be happy and just making a lot of noise with his toys. And I was just getting so tired. I was sitting there and I felt so useless, like a lump, just sitting there watching him. He's running around, and at some point I just couldn't be the same room with him because our house is really like more of a rectangular shape, and it's kind of long, and multiple rooms, and I know he's safe, but I can't see that he is, and I just want to know it's 100% that I could see him, that I have a visual that he's okay. At some point I just got so tired that I just couldn't chase him anymore. So my solution was just to put him in his room. And I just felt like a failure doing that. I used, before all of this, I used to like bake every other day. And I used to cook so many times, probably every day. Now I had to force myself to do it. I haven't had really great appetite lately, and sometimes the last few days, my dinner, because I was so tired, I just don't have an appetite anymore. I had nachos with cheese and a Perrier to help with the stomach ache because I had no desire to eat. No desire. The kitchen is food. It's not like it's bare, but now I honestly think if I didn't have a child, I wouldn't even cook at all. And I probably would starve because I just wouldn't do anything. And I probably would only eat if it's my husband's day off, and because when he's working, he's gone about 14, 16-hour days. So he's really not here. So it's really hard. And I'm kind of hoping, because he might have a change in schedule, and he wants to change his schedule. And this was like a few months ago that we talked about it, and I was a little apprehensive at first, but at the time my symptoms weren't really as severe. I think it was probably in the summer, because it wasn't as hard. I feel like when there was less sunlight, it would really hit harder. And I know I'm not the only one. I know other people feel the same way. So I just want to know you're not the only one. I suffer from this every day. Um, I stayed on the double dose of my vitamin B12. And again, I'm going to put down what I'm using. It helps a lot. I didn't take, today was the first day, I didn't take the liquid vitamin B, and I'm doing good. I don't know how I'm going to be tomorrow, but so what I do is that before I do anything, talk to anybody, eat, change my son, anything, feed him breakfast, before I have to deal with noise or any interaction, what I do is I take my vitamins, including the vitamin B6 and the vitamin B12, and then I go get them. It obviously it's going to take a little bit of time to kick in, but what I used to do was I would take the liquid, I would take the liquid, and then you have to put it under your tongue for 30 seconds and then swallow, and then I go get him. That was quick, but it also kind of dies down quick sometimes. I still have the liquid, but I wanted to test what would happen if I could survive with just that. To be quite honest, around like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, right after my eye doctor, I was getting really tired, just really, really down. And of course, to top it off, my iPad is dead. It has a line on it, and from my research, it says that I need to change the screen. And I don't know how much that's going to cost, but I have other things I need to think about, which is my tests are not going to be cheap or free. So I have to focus on that first. But my iPad really was like my best friend because it helped me go to sleep. What I would do is I have like almost 2,000 books in there, and I would read. If I can't sleep, and if it's too hard for me to read, I just look at the black screen, and that really helped me a lot. So that's another challenge that I have to deal with. So it's been hard, and maybe I'll do this more than once a week, even if I don't have a test coming up. If, just to kind of see, oh yeah, this is what's going on with me today. If it kind of, just to summarize my day, any improvements or not. There's no improvement today. I think the only improvement was my husband was saying stop. My brain literally stopped. And that was the first time in a really long time that I felt like I was able to react to reason and logic. For a really long time, it just feels like logic has disappeared from my life. And sanity has just disappeared. And it's just, I hate crying. Because I'm crying because I'm so frustrated and I feel so defeated and I'm such a failure that I can't be who I am. And I worry so much. You know what I worry about? I worry so much that this is my son's vision of me only. Like, oh, that's mom. Mom is not like every other mom. She can't do much. She's just there, and she's sick, and she's tired, and she gets angry, and that's not what I want. And I'm just sick and tired of waking up. And getting worse. Sick and tired of waking up and wanting to just never wake up, wanting to just die. Because I feel like this is worse. This is such a bad punishment of just not being myself and opening cupboard doors. Like today, I took some Tylenol the last time today, and I was gonna put it away. And I opened different cupboard doors, to try to put it away, and I put it in my spice cupboard, and then I took it out and put it in the other cupboard, and it's stuff like that I know other people out there that don't suffer what we suffer. You know, you don't get the struggle that we go through. But if you're someone out there that knows somebody or have a loved one, it's not easy. And the reason that we're very emotional, the reason we're always angry and frustrated and upset, is because we know what we're supposed to do. But our bodies dictate what we're doing, and we can't stop it. And that, for me, is the most frustrating, most infuriating thing that I have to battle with every day. Honestly, I'm very tempted to just ask for, or come up with a GoFund account, and just for me to get better. I don't know what the amount would be. I just want something. That's why I was asking the Social Security for help, because whatever they send out a month, even if it's like $100, like, I feel like that's gonna help. I just got like a bill that I thought we paid already, and I don't even know, and I forgot to call them today, which means I gotta call them tomorrow, and if I forget tomorrow, it's gonna be Wednesday, and this is the battle that I go through, and so maybe it really wasn't paid. So I have to call them and ask them, you know, what's going on, if it's not paid or not, because I gotta pay it. And that's the thing. At some point, we have FSA, so that does help a lot, but it's not gonna help everything. We're gonna have other bills, you know what I mean? It's not going to cover like just one test, or it's not going to fix everything. After all the tests that I'm going to go through, I have to go back to consult with my doctor so they can assess which rehab I need to do, which would be the best way to do it. And then I do it, and then hopefully I see results. And I think I will keep on always doing this vlog series that I'm doing, this title vlog, because I feel like it's just, if I could just connect with one person and make them feel better, or make them feel like they're not alone, or give some kind of awareness for anybody out there who got curious maybe, or they have a loved one, or they have an acquaintance that is battling something like this, and they just don't get it because they're not going through that. Thank goodness. You do never want to go through something like this. And so with that, you know, like, that's what I want to do, just spread awareness. And also, if you don't know this, it's harder for women because of our monthly period. Our hormones fluctuate differently than men do, and so we heal rather slower than men. So just, you know, be aware of that. And if they didn't tell you, if you don't know, if you get a fever, a cold, if you're coughing, if you got flu, like minor things, if you get pregnant, or if you needed emergency surgery, or you bump your head, all your symptoms are going to go back to zero. You're going to go back to day zero. For me, from any of those, either or, what would happen is I would go back to zero. And it would take me about 10 days to realize, oh, I was going back to zero again because this happened. So just, if, you know, these are just information that healthcare professionals have informed me, and I ask them as much as I can, if I can remember to ask any questions, just because I want to be better, you know. I just want to be myself again. So I'll try to update tomorrow, and hopefully I can, because if I don't update tomorrow, I don't really know if I'll be able to remember everything another day. And that's why I'm doing this today. So there were people that were saying that, do you do reminders, for like drinking water, eating food, and things like that? For me, I use a planner, and sometimes I still forget. I keep it open in front of me in our living room, which majority of the time I do sit there. So I know it's there, and a lot of times I am in the kitchen, but because I'm feeding my son and I'm eating, excuse me. However, kitchen is a place where a lot of things have spills and get dirty and things like that. So that's why I put it in the living room. And I always try to remember to go in there to see it. And it's not every day. The reason I don't use my phone is because I've had the habit of it lately that when I see something and I'm probably busy doing something else, I dismiss it. And so I don't remember it ever went off. So that's why it's easier on paper, because I can look at it again. And also electronics do tend to give us more problems. Do tend to spike our problems by giving us more headaches, more migraines, just more pain. And that can translate into more pain equals more upset, more anger, more emotional turmoil, and just more pain in general. So as much as possible, we are all addicted to our electronics, but as much as possible, when you're starting to get a headache and you're in front of your phone or an iPad or a tablet or a TV, what I do is I just kind of put it down and I do other things. It's the same for me when I get nauseous or anything that is related to concussion. If you're not feeling okay in any way and you're in front of your phone, your tablet, your computer, your TV, give yourself, like, I would say 20 minutes to half an hour. And usually it kind of helps a little bit like that. But you have to like just focus on like one inanimate object, like on like a plant like this, or a wall, or something. Like no interaction, no conversation, no listening to music, no reading a book, no nothing. Just like look at something like this and think of nothing. That's it. I would just like to say all of the positive, encouraging comments, the the direct messages, the comments that I got, anything positive, encouraging. Thank you so much. It really does help, especially on certain days when I just feel like there is no light, there is no hope, nothing. Reading those really help a lot. And thank you so much for those. I remember when I did a concussion video a few years ago, I think, and I got some letters, and it was just beautiful. And just thank you for everybody out there that is just sending out positive vibes and thinking of me and sending out their prayers and just hopes and encouragement. Thank you so much. If you're going through what I'm going through, I feel the same way. I hope you're better. Each day is a struggle, so just try your best. That's what I'm doing. That's all we can do. So just don't beat yourself up so much. And we're here for each other. So always remember that. If you feel ever down or you feel you're alone, watch my video and just feel like you're never alone. Never. I'm here. Other people experience this and other people struggle as well. So do keep that in mind. I hope you enjoy my vlog today, that you're going to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. And of course, you're going to be updated whenever I do have an update on my concussion vlog. Again, thank you guys for all the love and all the support. I'll see you guys again next time.